was just curious when you look back at how well you guys ran the ball on Sunday. Just what stood out is how this group, this O-line group, is playing at this point.
Yeah, I would say it started with communication. Green Bay presented a multitude of fronts, so just communicating the mic point, technique, and then finish was a big part of it. And then credit to the tight ends, the backs, receivers. There was a few plays. Jameis was in, the pile pushing after the play. So I think it's a testament to everybody and the will to be physical up front and run the ball well.
And obviously, too, with seeing Kafka this week, just kind of what maybe stood out to you, just kind of, how he, was there anything different in terms of, interacting with him, how he coached this weekend? I mean, just was there any, what was the biggest noticeable difference for you with Kafka in charge?
Yeah, honestly, didn't notice too much during the game. Offensive line usually stays in our corner. I felt like we had some, aggressive calls going forward on fourth down. But other than that, I thought he did a good job of handling the game. And like I said, we execute with whatever's called.
Thanks.
Yep.
Rock.
Hey, Drew, one of the things that Mike said he was changing or adding, I guess, was having the practice squad guys and the injured guys on the sideline just to kind of create a little bit of a buzz. What was that like for you guys, especially when it came to seeing Jackson and Cam out there pregame and wherever they were limited to doing?
Yeah, I think that's infectious, having, positive energy on the team. And then credit to those guys because I know they're on a practice squad, but they're part of our team. They work every day, so it was pretty cool to see them out there to be able to celebrate with us on the sideline.
What did you think of Cam's wrestling debut?
Cam's crazy.
Just another quick question. This was the second home game in a row where you guys had to go to a silent count. Mm-hmm. How hard is that to adjust to when you're probably not practicing it during the week? And then, I guess how disappointing is it to have to do that at your home stadium?
Yeah, you don't anticipate having to do that at home, but that's the reality. And that's, partly because of how we played. So we just embrace it. We made the silent count a strength of ours, getting timing on the rushers, and it helps us out. So we just embrace it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
Paul Schwartz.
Hey, Andrew. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You mentioned about, things really weren't that different, during the game with Kafka. You guys kind of stay in your own offensive line corner. Have any of your teammates on defense asked you casually this past week, what can I expect? What's he like? Dexter Lawrence said he didn't even know if he had a personality. He's an offensive coordinator. He doesn't really mingle with the other side. Are any guys curious and asking you about what he's all about?
Really not asking me much, but we have leadership meetings. And, a lot of the defensive guys, they talk, and Kafka asks questions, just trying to get to know everybody. Obviously, it's tough during the season, but I think he's doing a good job of just, trying to reach out, understand those guys a little bit more, which will help him make decisions.
We were talking earlier in the year about vibes, and the vibes were good. Vibes probably aren't as good now. You don't strike me as a real big vibe guy. You strike me as a guy who comes to work. Is there any feeling or any difference since this change were made? There's a few procedural and schedule differences, but is there anything you feel at all that is different?
Honestly, no. I feel like this team, we're so close. I know we keep saying that, but I think we're very close, and Kafka believes in this team, and we're going to keep trying to figure out how to win, because at the end of the day, that's what solves all the problems is winning. So we got to figure that out.
Thank you, Andrew.
Yep.
Art Stapleton.
Hey, Drew. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You mentioned the leadership meetings and you guys getting together. Is there, I know you've done it all year, but is there more of an onus on you guys? Do you take more ownership because of all the changes that have happened the last week or so and the way things are? I know you're used to, the leaders of this team are used to dealing with adversity, but this is something different. It doesn't happen all the time when a head coach and you have an interim coach. So I'm just curious, the connections you guys have made, has it made you stronger? Does it make you lean into it more? Or how does that manifest itself?
Yeah, we definitely embrace it. It's not easy to deal with something like that during the season. But like I said, we've had those meetings with CAF, and he's relying on us, and we're relying on him. All of us in it together, trying to get this thing going in the right direction.
Just one other thing would be, we talked after the game, just the offensive line and how you guys have played and the continuity. And do you guys sense during the week, as you're putting together the game plan for the next game, that the trust continues to grow from the coaches and from everyone as part of the offense of what you guys can do as an offensive line, as to maybe opposed of, I don't want to say lack of trust, but uncertainty as to how you guys would perform in past years?
Yeah, when the offensive line is playing well, it makes offense really easy, especially for the skill guys. So we, try to do our best to make sure that we win early downs. It makes third downs a lot easier. And then when it's time to throw the ball, our sorts, passing off games and just, winning your one-on-one matchups, it really helps the team. So we just try to look for ways to improve each and every week.
Thank you.
Yep.
We'll take two more. Ryan Dunleavy.
Hey, Andrew, thanks for doing this.
No problem.
When you look at the Lions, they've been kind of like the gold standard offensive line for a while. Is that something that crosses your mind? Like, is that something that are they a team offensive lines measure up to? And do you feel like you guys have reached a point where maybe you guys are the best that you guys have been since you've been here?
Yeah, obviously credit to those guys. They've been good up front for a while. And part of that goes to what I was talking about earlier, just winning early downs, running the ball really well. It makes play action go. It makes pass protection a little, third and manageable. You get different looks. But no, I think we're playing well. But you can never be complacent. We want to continue to improve to be the best unit in the league. So we're trying to clean up everything we can to do that.
And then I have two questions on the stories of the day. Number one, way back in your rookie year, you were late for something, and Joe Judge benched you for a quarter. What'd you learn from that?
It's just, a rookie mistake, obviously accountability, and then you're just making sure that never happens again.
And then the video of WWE last night, as a guy who's had some foot injuries, what did you think when you saw that? Were you like, oh, that's scripted? Or were you like, Cam, what are you doing? You have a dislocated ankle. You got pushed.
Yeah, and Scat is crazy, so I'm sure he probably has some extra in there, but I'm not worried about him. I think he's going to trust and do everything that it takes to be back when he's ready.
Thanks, Andrew.
Yep.
Last one, Peter Splendorio.
Hey, Andrew, just wanted to ask on the other side of the ball for the Lions, just what makes their defensive line tough with Aiden Hutchinson and those guys? Just what are the challenges they present?
Yeah, I would say first their play style. Like obviously they have talented players, but I think it's the play style that makes it tough. Very physical up front. The interior guys, they push the pocket really well. Obviously they have a talented edge. So for us, it's just about identifying the front, technique, being physical, matching that physicality as much as possible, and then obviously on the money down, third down, protecting.